Hi everyone, this is Richard. In this video, we're going to talk about naming the logs. All right, so before we used Logger.root, and now we're going to start using more of a named logger. So the benefit is that, remember, the more information you give, the more helpful it can be. So if you give your log record, your logger, a specific name, and you can actually track where most of the information is coming from, right? So we'll go over that in just a few minutes, but let's create a named logger. I'm going to final, okay, because I don't want log to equal anything else in the future. It's going to be final. And type logger, log, equals new logger, and this is the logger name, okay? Then I'm going to say log.level, which is finest. I'm just going to give it my opinion. It's going to be finest. And say the message is man walks into the bar. The difference here is, number one, you get to name it. Number two, you lose the ability to have global scope. Okay, so if I try to use log down here, it doesn't actually work, right? And log dot no values are right inside of there. So for named loggers, you have to respect scoping rules. All right, but what you could do is you could do this all over again and come down here, type it down, and instead of calling it drinking man, because you don't want to call it the same thing, you would call it instead, actually this would be more appropriate to be called drinking man, but let's call it something else. Let's just call it man, I guess. I don't know, man, bar, man. Let's just call it man, okay? And so then I can say, it would be right here, log dot, what should I call this? Fine, he's drinking. I'm going to call it severe. I want to really track it carefully. Just like that. Okay, so same thing, log.severe, but I'll give it. So I'm going to call it the same thing log because, remember, scoping rules, as soon as I get out of these brackets, the variable gets lost. Okay, let's try that. Format. Save. Well, what happened here? Where'd my browser go? Here we go. More tools, encoding, developer tools. And, okay, here we go. Man. Something just went wrong here. Anonymous closure. Bar. So, man, what is that? Man, let me go up here. I did something wrong. Man.onClick on bar. So on bar is down here. Logger.root.fine. Oops, sorry. This was from another video. Okay. Back up. Save all. Expand that a little bit. Man, okay, fine. Bar, what's this null? Record error. Oh, this message. I was playing around with it a little bit. Okay, here we go. One last time. Here we go. Fine. Bar, finest. Man walks into bar. Drink, severe, okay? And what you could do is, up here, we could get record name. So it gives us a little bit more information. Dot logger name. All right, what if we do that? This doesn't actually have a logger name. And by the way, let me put a semicolon there to make it a little bit easier to read. One last time. There's nothing here, so there's no name to this one. If I click on bar, that's drinking man. Okay, the record name is drinking man, and here it is man. All right, so we track all this information. So the benefit, remember, is, and you can do this, log.finest, and down here, call it the same thing, but you're going to give it a little bit more information. So it takes 2 lines, of course, but at the same time, it gets you a little bit more information, whereas something like Logger.root, that does not have any name, therefore it's going to be left blank right here, okay? So what I was doing before is, let's look at some other, so I think that's about it. If you want to get as much detail as possible, if you are able to say, oh, this one right here, hey, I know where Drinking Man is. That actually is right, Drinking Man, that's right around here. So this is all I need to look at if there is a problem. And so it allows me to narrow down the information. That's almost like saying if there was a problem with the plane between 9 and 10, then I don't really need to look before 9 o'clock or after 10 o'clock. I just want to look at the black box at 9 and 10. So, by the way, if you didn't see the first video, that might not make any sense, but if you did, that it narrows down where you need to look so you can cut out all of the information, make life as easy as possible when you go through the data, go through the log itself. All right. So when I looked through here, record, what other options do we have for the record or record? You can do hashcode error. If there's any error messages, it will actually show them, record them, or log them out. Stack trace. What's a stack trace? Stack trace is what happens when something bad basically happens. So there's no problem with this code because it's so simplistic, but if we do try to take a look at that, the stack trace is going to be null, okay, because there's no problem. What a stack trace is it's basically if something happens wrong with the program, typically something really bad, the memory that it has at that point in time, that is what we call the stack trace. The information that contains in the problem in and of itself. So say, for example, if you were walking and you hit the wall, what is the problem? Well, the stack trace will tell you person walked into the wall, right? And so you could say, there's a problem there. Maybe you should move the wall or something like that. But what the logger will tell you is, the person wasn't wearing his glasses and that's why he ran into the wall, right? So the stack trace tells you what happened when the problem happened, and the logger will tell you what happened up that led to the events that led to the problem itself. So they're 2 different things, okay? I'm not that good at stack trace at this point in time, so I can't go into too much detail. That's it with the theory more than anything else. All right, but this is going to be it for the logging videos themselves. We're going to go on. If there's any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section. Maybe we can learn more about it in the future. All right, thanks.